Okay, so very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so very much for joining us again on another exciting L300 Impact Story. So, this is the L300 Impact Story where we get to share with you the impact the L300 program is having on its participants. Program is designed for students from freshman year to their penultimate year to help them discover their potential, to help them discover their purpose, develop their potential, and improve academic performance. And we do this through a series of activities that they get to participate in that changes the trajectory of their growth on campus. So from freshman year through to penultimate year, this program is designed to help the student become a better version of themselves. It helps them to discover their purpose while they're in school, help them to develop their potential, and also improve academic performance. This is the whole idea behind the L300 program. And it's a great pleasure today to share one of the success stories, which we call the L300 impact story of the program. One of the students who has been through the program, who's about graduating in a few months, is here with us to share her story, how the program has impacted her life, and how she's better off today because she took the L300 program intentionally. Now, the goal of this impact story is to remind you that this program is designed for you, and the only way you can make the most out of the program is when you take the program intentionally. Take note of the word intentionally. Now, I didn't say seriously, but I said intentionally, which means you are putting in the work, putting in the effort, carrying out the task, because it's when you do the work, you see the result from the work that you have done. Today, I have an amazing young lady with us here to share her story on the impact of the L300 program on her journey as a person in Benson Dawson University. So, we're going to welcome our guests. Once our guests come in the studio, I'll bring her up and we'll begin the conversation. So please sit back, relax, don't go anywhere. Do well to share the link with your classmates, share it in your class group chat so that they can watch it live, or also they can watch the replay when they do have the time to do that. But this is part of the success stories of the program, and we want to share this with you so that you can be inspired by their story, so that tomorrow it will be your own story that will be sharing with the BIU community on the impact of the L300 program. Once again, we welcome you to this L300 impact story. Okay, our guest is almost here so that we can begin. Hello, Sophia. How are you? Sophia, can you hear me? Hello, Sophia. She's here in the studio. Can you turn on your camera so we can begin? You're here already. Hello. Okay, so let me try and reach out to her backstage. Give me a minute, guys. Let me get our guest in the studio. So I'll wait for our participants to join in. Those of us who are watching this live, please let us know. Have you watched any episode on the Impact Series before now? And how was it for you when you watched the previous episode, because we've done some other episodes of the L300 Impact Story. If you watch any of the episodes, tell us your feedback. How was the episode that you watched? What stood out for you? What inspired you? What also challenged you or motivated you from the guest we had on that particular episode that you watched? If you don't mind, please share in the comments. We'll be glad to take your comments so that people know that people who watch the episode also learn something from the episode that they've watched. If you watched any of the episode previously, let us know the episode you watched and what stood out for you from that particular episode on the L300 Impact Story while we wait for our guests to join in the conversation. Okay, so I think our guest is in the room. Okay, I guess it's just trying to sort out some things and then we will get her in the room. Hi, Sophia, how are you? Oh, mute your mic. Your mic is mute.
I'm sorry about that. I'm fine, thank you. Good afternoon,
Great.
sir.
Good to have you join us today on the L300 Impact Story. So, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to us.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Ajayi Sophia, and I'm a student of Benson Dalsa University, and I'm in my final year studying economics.
Awesome. And you're also your departmental vice president.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you shouldn't have left that out. It's part of your designation, right? Okay, so 4 years ago, you stepped foot on campus for the first time. Tell us about that experience coming into Benson Hausa University 4 years ago.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for this question. 4 years ago, my experience so far has been really nice experience because I've got to have communication with a lot of people and meet a lot of people that I would never imagine meeting if I have not come to Benson Dausa University. And also my position as vice president. Maybe if I wasn't here, I don't think I'll be vice president of my department. And it has really been a nice experience so far.
Well, how was it like for you? You came in for the first time 4 years ago as a young girl coming to school. How was it like coming into BIU? And then was BIU your first choice? You know, sometimes people don't choose some private institution. They want to go to a federal school first, and then if they don't get admission there, then private school becomes the next option. Were you like that? Was BIU your first choice?
No, BIU was never my first choice. It was not.
BIU wasn't your first choice. It's
No,
okay,
no,
it's
no.
okay. But you're here now and you're about to hold a certificate for life. So it's fine. Even though it wasn't your first choice, it was your eventual choice and you were here. Now, coming into BIU, we always say this on the program. I love BIU because it's where I met you. Has that statement really been true for you with the people you've met while you're here?
Yes, it has. It has.
Explain that a bit for us so we can have a better perspective that you love BIU because it is where
Love you.
we met
Okay.
you, because you met with people here and all of that. Explain that statement a bit.
Okay, I love VIU because that's where I met you. That statement has really been impactful to me because when I came in first, I was never in any unit in chapel or anything. So the people I met at that time, they were in their final year and they were graduating, and it was a really nice experience meeting them in person. And I was recommended through those people that were graduating because I had somebody that I always work with. That time, my 100 level, she was in her final year, I used to work with her. Like when I say I'm so happy because of the work she does and everything. And when she was graduating, she recommended me for a position in my 200 level. So that statement has really been impactful to me personally.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get into our gist for today, which is centered around the L300 program. And we'd like to ask, how has your leadership, how has the L300 leadership program affected your journey so far? How has it helped your journey as a person so far?
Okay, the L300 program has affected my journey so far, my 4 years in BIU. One, my communication skills. It has really improved in terms of communication. I communicate to people, not just in schools, but also in corporate firms. Like I've learned to work in a team with people and I delivered. And I've learned also to work with deadlines like, oh, you need to deliver this thing at this point, you need to do this at this point. L300 has been impactful in that way because of what they normally do. That's their voluntary service, one of their voluntaries. That's part of L300. So with that, I've been able to gain this experience through the voluntary service part of the L300.
Awesome. That's fantastic. We're glad to know that. We're glad to know that we are impacting because we know we are, but it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth, like they say, really from the source directly. Now, are there been skills or craft that you have gotten through the program that you apply in your life today? Are there skills you've learned, craft you have picked up from the program that you currently use in your life today?
Yes, using Excel, like before, I really don't use Excel very well. So now I can use Excel very well now. And also because I learned through my voluntary service, I was opportune to register for a course that I learned. That's Power BI, and I'm also good with that too. Yes, and I registered for some courses in Jobberman too. That's their communication skills, how to work in a corporate firm, all those kind of things, and leadership services too.
Awesome. That's great. The program is really robust, and we can see that it's truly impacting life as it should. Now, um, were there people or sessions or activities in the program that made huge impression on you? Right? People, activities, events that made impression on you. You know, we used to have physical training sessions then in your set before we moved it to online. We had physical training sessions once a month where students would gather in the chapel and we have conversations. Then we used to have movie nights. We used to have school outreach. We used to have a lot of activities that we do. Even at a point, they have the L300 gift shop. Were there activities or program that really made a huge impression on you, or were there people in the program that made impression on you while you were on the program? Tell us about that.
Yes, there are people that really made good impressions for me. One is Jedediah. He's in business administration, and at that time when they do trim session, I always look at him like he's always involved because some persons normally think that, oh, A300 was stressful because they tell us to come out on Saturday morning for a class and everything. So like this person is my classmate and like why same level. The way he carries everything, like he comes out in the morning and even handles some session, talking to crowd and everything. Like Jedediah is one of the persons that I really seen and I said, oh wow, this guy is doing great in this 300.
Awesome. Awesome. Shout out to Jedediah, who interestingly is online watching and is giving you thumbs up. Shout out to Jedediah for inspiring Sophie while you were doing your L300 volunteer work. Shout out to you. Congratulations. You have inspired somebody. Okay, so were there quotes from the sessions that stood out for you in any of the same sessions that you attended? Any quote, any slogan, anything that stood out for you?
This quote that you normally say, you normally say um more work, like you used to say, m- more work, deserve more work.
Okay,
Being
the reward for more for a work well done is more work.
yes,
Yes.
that thing is so true. Like the reward for more work is the reward for work is more work. Like when
Yeah.
you are being given a task, when people say that, oh, this thing, they rewarded you for this work because you were doing well. That position requires you to do more work again, because if you are just there, nobody see you, you're not doing anything. Like the reward for more work is the reward for work is more work. That word.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you became the attendance coordinator for the whole CFI, and they gave you that over and over again.
That has been a lot.
Okay, now there's the part that I really want us to get into, which is the part that everybody dread the most. But I don't know why, because that's the part that is the most fun, but people seem to dread that part. That's the part of the holiday tax. Now, when we hit 1st of July through 30th, 31st of September, everybody is we have holiday tax to do. You have to watch some movies, read some books, one more voluntary service, learn an online skill, and learn an offline skill. Did you ever do your holiday task?
Yes, I've been doing my holiday tax since my 100 level. To
Tell
my
us about it.
okay, my holiday tax, like firstly, like I saw it as, why are they telling us to, why am I, like I'm in school, because I just get admission, my 100 level holiday, and I got an email, holiday tax, that so these 3 months I'm supposed to rest before coming back to school. People are telling me to go and read a book, read the Bible, summarize the Bible. When you watch the movie, summarize the movie, read a book, like 5 books. Like it was a lot. I saw it like, so these 3 months I'm not going to rest. So my first holiday, it was not easy, but I did my holiday tax. In the parts of that place, they said that we should go and volunteer in a company for 1 month. I had to say that, which company is going to take me for 1 month? After 1 month, like, which offline skill am I going to learn? Then which online skill am I going to learn? Because the 3 months was looking long, but like with the things that we were told to do, it was not really that much. So I've been doing my holiday tax, and my voluntary service, my 100 level, I did it. And I did it in a tech company where I worked with the sales rep, and also I worked in the media team in my 100 level. I was shooting content for them to advertise their brand and everything. So my holiday tax in 100 level, I did it. While in my 200 level, I also
Wait,
did my
don't be in a hurry to rush to 200 level. Wait, in that 100 level holiday tax, with voluntary service in a tech company, you're
yeah,
studying economics, but you are doing
yeah.
the voluntary service in a tech company. So why did you go to a tech company in 100 level? Why did you go to tech company?
Because you just said that when I read, you said let's volunteer. You can volunteer in any place. So it's not
Exactly.
like it's a voluntary service. So I just said them that, I want to volunteer in your company, and they were like, no, it's voluntary. Like you don't need to pay. She's offering to come and work and even learn. So I just feel that it's not because of my what I'm studying or anything. So since it's voluntary, that's why I was able to go there, not because of what I was studying. So when I met the person, it was my church. I just talked to him. He was like, "Oh wow, we do trading and everything. It's even good. Like you just learn." He didn't even ask me what course I was studying. You know that kind of thing that you want to work. I was willing to work, and so I was accepted.
At the end of your voluntary service, how was the experience for you? And what did they tell you when you were done?
Okay, it was a very nice experience, and though it was voluntary, I was paid. hmm When I was doing
Mm.
1 month, like
So you think
just
so they told you thanks for coming.
yeah, that kind of thing. And because I was spending transport to go there, so the bus was nice, and they were like, "Oh, my next holiday, I can come back to come and work with them." That It was really a nice
Okay,
experience.
so your next holiday, which was now you're in 200 level, where did you now do your voluntary service your next holiday?
Okay, my next holiday, I was supposed to go back because they offered, oh, my next holiday I can come back. My next holiday, I now thought within myself that I don't want to go back. I should just try and explore other companies, like, because since this one was nice, imagine going to another place and experiencing and meeting, because there I met some persons there and the experience was really good. So I thought within myself to just check out other places too. And the second time I went to an oil company for my 200 level holiday.
Wow. So 200 level, you went to an oil company. What kind of oil company? Is it Grant Oil Company or Vegetable Oil Company? What kind of oil company? People may not know what's the oil company.
Okay, it's NEPL, that's the name. Nigeria Exploration Production Company, a subsidiary of NNPC.
Wow. So you went to NEPL, a subsidiary of NNPC. Does your father work in NNPC? Does your mother work in NNPC? Voluntary service took you to NNPC. Wow.
Yes,
And you did not 1 month this time, but 3 months. Tell us
yes,
about the
because
experience in NEPL.
the experience there was really good because it was totally different from where I did at the first time. Yeah, there was a lot of people to work with. Like, it's a very big place, and I was posted to a department. And the department I was posted to, I was opportune to work under people that were studying my course, like my course of study. Because on a normal day, people like my course, I've not really find like I find I'm interested in my course. Like, I really love my course I'm studying. But like, I've not really met people that I know that, oh, study my course. I just used to connect with them online. Do you get that kind of thing? So me going there, working there, I was opportune to meet people that actually studying my course that I'm studying in uni, and they were willing to teach me, and they were so happy that, oh, I came to do like, it was called like, no, and if you're doing 3 months it's COS. So like, oh, well, your economists don't do COS in our time. You see that they've changed now, like, because when they were in school, they know that economic students don't do internship or COS or anything. So they were like, like, as the school system changed, the economic standard, and like, oh no, they don't do. But like, I just came and everything. They were so happy, and so a really nice experience meeting people who are already working, that studying my course, and I was able to learn from them and also build connection with them too.
Awesome. Now, one thing I need to also point out is the fact that what you study in economics, they don't normally do industrial service, which is CWAs. They don't do that. They don't do internship. But through voluntary service, you are able to do internship per se in NEPL, subsidiary of NNPC. That's just a beautiful thing. And then they also give you thanks for coming.
Yes, they did. You normally
What?
pay every.
Wow. Let's not even talk about that. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Now, the third voluntary service, where
My
did you do
300.
that one? Your 300
Okay, my
level.
300 level, because I already did in NEPL and I saw that it was a very good experience for me. I have to go back there for my 300 level.
So the one in 100 level, you did not go back. The one in 200 level, you went back. But how was the experience this second time around when you came? The first time was different, I guess. How was it like the second time you came back to the same NEPL, the subsidiary of NNPC? Did you go to the same unit or the same department? How was the second coming for you?
Okay, the first time I was posted to a department that's commercial and business development. Me coming back the second time, because I already know, like, they already know me, and I already know some persons there. And there was one of my boss that I managed to go and that it takes me for classes. Like, when you are free, just come, just tell you about the company, how they work, how they operate, and everything. So I told him I was coming back the second time. Yes, when I told him I was coming back the second time, he said, okay, no problem. So when I was going back the second time, I was not posted to the unit I worked before. I was just posted to his office. So I was now working with him, like I was in his office. I worked with him this time around. So
Wow.
I
So
was, yes.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I worked with my boss like this time around. It was not the same, but it was the same division, but a different unit.
Awesome. And you gained more experience this second time around, and more, you built more relationship this time around compared to the first time you went.
Yes, and because in the department, like all interns that are interning there, we had a group chat. And we were able to work. We did presentations, teamwork. They will give us the work to deliver. They will tell us the deadline. They will give us tasks to do. We have presentations. We always have presentations. We had presentations like twice in a month, like that, like that. I was able to work in a team with students like that's still interning there from other schools too, and we present to the people that we're working with online, like have online meetings, yes, and that, and they also register us for some courses online. That's how I learned my Udemy course. That I said, oh, I did a Udemy online course, which was Power BI. One of my supervisors were the one that paid for that course for me. So it was a really nice experience.
Awesome. So you really have built relationship with them in your time being there, and I think it's one of the things that we hope people do when they go for voluntary service. It's not just to go and pass time, but to actually learn and also build relationship that you can use tomorrow. Like we always tell people that the connection that you want in your future is the relationship you are building now. Right? I can imagine if by the time you graduate in few months and you have opportunity for another voluntary service, you most likely even go there. That's if they've not even asked you to come back if you are free. You most likely go there. That's because you have been there now for a while and you've built a good relationship and you've given a good estimation of yourself, right? You have shown that you can work, you can learn, you can put in the work for what you have been given, and they have seen that, and they will probably say, okay, if you have opportunity for another volunteer service, you can come over again. Now, if you have not done this, will all of these opportunities you've shared so far, would they have come to meet you in your father's house during the holiday if you were doing nothing?
No, no, I don't think so. It
Why? But you're a
wouldn't have.
fine girl now, so if you come and meet in your father, you're meeting in your bedroom. You're a fine girl, so why?
No, no, no. That's why you always
Okay.
need to put yourself out there.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't get that. Go ahead, please.
So I said no, it wouldn't have. I said that's why it's good to always put yourself out there. When you're told to do something, just do it. You might not know the outcome of it.
Okay, so while you were doing all of this, I understand that at some point you have to go to work early as to 7 when the day is still not fully bright. You're already trying to get to work early and all of that. Were there challenges you faced all through this process for your holiday tax, the voluntary service, the learning a skill, watching the movie? Were there challenges you faced, and how were you able to overcome those challenges?
Yes, yes, a lot of challenges, a lot.
Tell us
That
about it.
going to when my the time I did my internship the second time, going to work because we sign attendance, like it's a corporate firm, so like you clock in. There is a time that when it's like 8:30, you'll not be able to sign attendance. Nine, okay, 8:39. You can't sign attendance. So waking up early every day, like because I was staying because me I stayed back in school when I was doing that, so I need to wake up early as far as 5, sometimes even leaving the hostel by 6:30 to go to work and everything. Like it was really, but I just have to show up every day because I'll be like, imagine after school and this is what I'm told to do. Will I not do it? So I was able to overcome it through like waking up early every day, and also communicating with people, like a lot of people. I remember my first presentation. Oh God, that was not me. My first presentation. I was so nervous. I was thinking because they told us like they're not talking to us as if because they told us they looked at us as colleagues. Do you get?
Yeah.
They don't see us as intern. They told us when we came, when they talked to us, they like people are in this space. People should not think that oh, yeah, yeah, as students, like yeah, they call us colleagues, like that kind of thing. That they say, yeah, my colleague. So you're not expected to be carried as a baby that since you are here you are supposed to know what to do. So, like when they told us our first presentation, like, normally we used to see them do presentation every time, like on meeting on Teams, they do their presentation. So they just told us that oh, we're presenting on this. Like I was thinking of how I'm going to stand in front of people. Like a lot of people were on the call. I'll be talking like my camera is on and everything. Like it was a lot. Like my first experience for my. But with time, I we're not doing presentation frequently, like all the time. There was one time that we did our last presentation. I was just so chill, like the questions were just coming, like it's as if I'm talking to my boss was on the call, like asking questions. We're just there to answer. But the first time it was not easy at all. Even working in a team, like there was chaos. Like people will be like, I was one that did this slide. Okay, create this slide. I wasn't able to do slides. And somebody would just be like, why are you not doing anything? Like, why am I the only one working? That kind of thing. I was able to work in a team and we're able to deliver to like all the challenges I faced.
Awesome. So you see, the program itself literally starts to prepare you for life. And then when you finish from L300, you get into LSC, which is a little bit higher than L300 and more intense than L300. But it's good. L300 laid the foundation for you because now you've already picked up some skills that you are currently practicing in LSC because now you do presentation in LSC, you get to work in a group and in a team, create and sell a product. So all of this is laying the foundation for preparing you for life after school. Because the whole idea of this is by the time you're done with L300 and then you do LSC, you cannot graduate and be confused because at least you should have been certain of what's the next step for you because you have done your voluntary service at different organizations, you have put in the work, you have gained some skill, right? So you cannot just start from scratch like somebody who hasn't done any of those things for the years you have done this thing. So for you now, you had like two different organizations, one that you've gone twice to gain experience. And by the time you are doing your next voluntary service, I can predict where you will be going to again, right? Because now you've graduated and you're looking forward to getting a job for real this time, not just internship or voluntary service. Now, when we tell people to go do to be more involved with the Health 100 program, they feel like it's a punishment. They feel like, oh, I'm doing it because I need to sign my clearance form. I'm doing it because school says that I should do it. I want to tell us about that. Why did you take it intentionally? Why did you commit to this without anybody actually pushing you? Why did you do that?
Okay, why I did it because my 100 level, I just came and while I'm in school, I'm in school because I need to work hard and everything. And I just saw it as it's part of me being here. So when they gave me the holiday tax, like when I received the email and everything, I said, oh, it's my responsibility. Like, this is why I'm here. I didn't even see it as, oh, I just have to do it because that's why I'm here. That's why I took it very serious. I just took it personally. Like, oh, they told us to volunteer in the okay, why not? Can I not do that? I can do that. I volunteered. I read the books. I did the summary and everything. Like, it's just personal. This is why I'm here. So I need to do it.
Awesome. But can you actually say doing it has benefited you as a person?
Yes, it has benefited me with all the experiences. Yes, it has benefited me. Imagine there was no holiday tax. I don't think I would have thought of volunteering in a place where I'll get to do things, or maybe thinking the other session, I don't want to go back here. Like if there was no 300, I'll just maybe my holiday. I just need to like travel to go and see relatives, and maybe resumption time I come back, that kind of thing.
So, which means the holiday tax made you make the most use of your holiday.
Yes, very well.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you this question. Now, you're done with the L300 program, you're currently doing LSC, and in a few months, you'll be a graduate. What advice would you give to those people who are still on the L300 program and are not taking it intentionally, who are just saying, oh, I'll use AI to do summary. I will just go and craft a letter of recommendation anywhere and just submit because I have to submit. What's your advice to those kind of people who feel like they can bypass the process or skip the process and not actually get involved in the process? What's your advice for those kind of people?
Okay, my advice for those kind of people is that you just have to take your you just have to take yourself serious. You just have to be serious with yourself, and also be willing to learn, because it's not a punishment for school telling you to do this, do that. Like, you know that why your parents sent you to school is to be a better version of yourself. So while you're in school, anything you are told to do, just do it, because your parents will be proud of you. Imagine you going home and you're telling them that you want to volunteer in a company. Like, parents will be very happy. They'll be like, ah, this my child is very serious. They won't want to look for somewhere that you volunteer. Or your parents, some people, their parents have companies. They'll just be like, they want to tell their parents to just sign their paper for them. You doing that, like, you're already being lazy, you're not being hardworking, because while you're in school, you need to be hardworking, because there's life after school. You will not always be with them forever. Do you get? And you also need to live a life for yourself that, oh, you'll be proud of in the future. So like, you just have to take things very serious. Like, be serious with yourself. Like, open minded, be open minded, like be open to work, because I just feel that students should volunteer for A300. That would be better, because when you are a volunteer, because me, I was not an A300 volunteer. Imagine I was an A300 volunteer. They go out for schools outreach where they get to talk to students, like in secondary schools, in primary schools. That process, you're already building your communication, like the way you communicate with people outside, you're already building it. So you volunteering for those things. And L300 too, when you volunteer, like, there are times they tell them that, oh, you need to come outside, we need to shoot a movie, we need to like do an online this thing. Like, there you are trying to build your communication skills. Imagine I was an L300 volunteer, me going to do my internship. I think doing an like my when they told us to do presentation, I don't think it would have been hard for me, because you guys always do interviews every time, like online calls and everything. So, like, when you, I just say that, oh, students should volunteer for L300. It's going to help them a lot. It's going to build them, their communication skills, and how they relate to people. I see people that in L300, like, the way they communicate with themselves, the way they, when you ask questions, the way they reply to the questions, and they even hold meetings. When we all L300, it's our fellow students that talk to us. So if you're a volunteer, there's a day that will come that they will tell you to talk to students in school. And you will not say you will not do it, because I've been seeing people do it. So people should volunteer for L300 and just take things very serious. Like, be hardworking. Like, when you're told to do something, just do it. You're not doing it for others, you're doing it for yourself, like your personal self. And the benefits will come to you too. That was what I have to say. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. I'm truly impressed with what you've said so far because, when we tell them to take this program intentionally, they feel like, oh, it's just stressful. They just don't want me to relax and enjoy my holidays. My holiday, let me do what I want to do with it. I always say this to young persons that your last holiday that was free was when you wrote junior WAEC. Any holiday after that, you're just wasting your time because there's so many things you can be learning with that time that you are using to play and say it's holiday. And like they say, if you play now, you will pay later. So it's good that you pay now so that you can play later. Like you paid now you can play tomorrow because By the time you're done with your first degree, while you're waiting for NYSC and convocation, you can also go back to where you did your last voluntary service and continue again, right? Because you've established a relationship, because you have done that before for your voluntary service. And I love the example that you shared. You went there, you applied, you went to their portal, you applied. You didn't get to know anybody per se to say, okay, you have connection. Because some people used to feel like, oh, I can only get to good companies because I have connection. Somebody has to plug me in. Not necessarily. It's a voluntary service. People will always take volunteers. Hardly before volunteers are rejected. In fact, I tell people the easiest way for you to even get a job once you graduate is to go and volunteer. If you volunteer and you are efficient and effective, in 6 months, they will hire you. If you volunteer, they will hire you. So it's the easiest way. And if you start doing it from 100 level, by the time you get to final year, you're already good at it, and it increases your chances of employability because you've been exposed to the world of work that your other colleagues in other universities are not exposed to yet. And this is one of the benefits that students enjoy in coming to Benson Dawson University, because not many schools get to do this. Actually, I don't know of any that do this, but we do this, and because we believe in our students, we want to make them the best version of themselves even while they're in school before they even graduate, right? So, Sophia Ajayi Osasere, the Vice President of your department, Economics, thank you so much for joining us today on this impact story, because we're doing this so that people can know that this is not a punishment. This is for your benefit. And you've shared all the benefits that nobody can take away from you. Like one philosopher once said, what is yours can never be on yours. All the skills, the experiences, and the thanks for coming that you've gotten from doing your holiday tax, nobody can take that away from you, right? That's because you were committed and you were intentional. So my advice to all us that are watching this, please take your L300 task seriously, especially the holiday tax. It's for your benefit. It's not for the school's benefit. It's not for the office benefit. It's for your benefit. And you are the one who will be a better person at the end of doing the holiday tax. So thank you, Sophia. Finally, before we go, there's that statement we always say in L300, I love BIU because it's where I met you, right?
Yes.
That statement, has that been true for you so far in your 4 years on campus?
Yes, it has, because I love BI because that's where I met you. I wouldn't have known you if I had not come to BI.
Yes, you wouldn't have known me, obviously. You wouldn't have. And perhaps other
Yes.
people that you've met that become like sisters to you, you would not have met them if you didn't come to BIU. So, like we always say, as our L300 mantra, I love BIU because it is where I met you. So, thank you, Sophia, for joining us. We'll see you again another time. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Okay, guys, so thank you so much for this, and we look forward to another exciting L300 impact story we'll bring across your way soon. And this is just to remind you that you take the L300 program intentionally. Enjoy the rest of your day.